Hello and welcome, I'm Bert the Stormtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Power of the Prime's Rodimus Prime, and I love this toy. Originally released in 2018, he is currently available in stores as of the time of this recording, and is retailing for approximately $45. And I have to say, I absolutely adore this figure. I think I may possibly like this one better than the Prime. This is a really, really great figure. I was on the fence about getting it. I got it. I'm really glad that I did. Now, as you can see, Rodimus here is in his Rodimus Prime vehicle mode, or Space Winnebago, if you want to call it that, which measures approximately 10 inches long and about 3 inches tall. And as you can see, it looks fantastic. Now, a little bit left to be desired in the sticker department. As you can see right off the bat, like that Autobot sticker is just crooked. The wheels could certainly use some chrome paint, which I'm probably going to fix myself. And then these stickers here, I'm just going to try and get in close. And you're going to see they're already peeling. And this was right out of the package that they looked like that. That's just absolutely terrible. Right here in the hinge, they're getting chewed up, as you can see. You can probably see the labels peeling over here on this end as well. So the sticker's not so great, unfortunately. That's something that's probably going to have to get replaced at some point, and that's really disappointing, especially because I just think this figure is so absolutely gorgeous. Even in person, I think I like it better in person than I did in photos and in videos. Like the feet for the Super Robot back here kind of bothered me when I saw them in pictures and in videos. And in person, that doesn't bother me as much. It doesn't really bother me at all. So yeah, great figure, beautiful, gorgeous figure. Love pretty much almost everything about it except the stickers. Unfortunately, it's really disappointing. Rodimus does come with a couple of weapons. So he's got these two guns right here. Which can later, these are kind of like these are the Hot Rod weapons and can later be combined for the Rodimus Prime weapon. They're black. The original figures were silver, but the original Rodimus Prime was black. So, I guess they work like this, but not so much like this. So now you can store them in vehicle mode by plugging them up here at the top. I'm not a big fan of this. If you know me, you know that I think putting weapons on top of a vehicle is kind of dumb. But the option is there if you want it. So go ahead and remove those. And real quick for comparison, here he is with Power of the Prime's Leader Class Optimus Prime, just so you can see how they kind of size up together. And, Prime is obviously a little longer. They're about the same height. Oh, there you go. That's what they're going to look like together, which they look fantastic together, side by side. They just look absolutely great. So, and a couple more comparisons real quick, just because I can. Here he is next to the original Rodimus Prime. So you can see what these guys look like together, which is awesome. And then, of course, here he is with the original Hot Rod. So there you go. That's what these guys are going to look like together. Now, we've got 4 modes to go through, and I think he does all 4 modes really fantastic. So let's get him into just his regular Hot Rod car mode. And to do that, we're going to unpeg these pipes right here. We just pull those out and rotate them straight up, just like that. Same thing on this side. Just rotate that up. And then we're going to take these orange panels here on the side. These are pegged into these little muffler exhaust pipes right here. So just unpeg that from in there, and then hinge these all the way back. And then these finally are going to tab in right there. Same thing on that side. Now, we've got Hot Rod's car revealed right there. Hot Rod is pegged in the back right there on both sides. And then he's also pegged in. The roof of the car is pegged into that part of the wing right in there. So you can just pull down on that and then pull forward. And that's going to separate the two halves of the vehicle. You can set this aside for now. And then we're going to take these exhausts, bring them all the way back. And they're going to tab into that little tab right there on the side. And there is Hot Rod in car mode. Here in car mode, or in Hot Rod car mode, Hot Rod is approximately 6 inches long and about 1.5 inches tall. And again, looks really good. I think this looks fantastic. Again, with, you know, the unpainted wheels, which are going to need painted by me later. But other than that, he looks great, rolls great. Yeah, you know, you can see the entire robot there on the bottom. So, you know, don't flip him over. So, but that looks good. I think that looks really good. Again, here he is with the original hot rod. Now, I am going to say I miss the engine. And I don't know if there would have been a way to do the engine. Being how Rodimus, and we'll bring Rodimus in. See, Rodimus didn't have the engine. Hot Rod had the engine. So this works without the engine for the Rodimus Prime mode. But unfortunately, we lose the engine for the Hot Rod mode. So it's kind of like a toss-up here. Which one, you know, do you want? One is going to be right, the other one's going to be wrong. If we put the engine on, then it's right for Hot Rod, but it'll be wrong for Rodimus. So, you know, it's kind of like a toss-up. So that's unfortunate, but that's what they look like together right there. So now getting Hot Rod into his robot mode is super simple. We're going to take these exhaust pipes, unpeg them, and bring them right back up to the front again, where they were for Rodimus Prime mode. Tab them in right there. One on each side, just like that. Take the back of the car, and this is kind of tricky back here. You have to kind of rotate the leg out like that, and then bring it down, because it's tabbed in on the top here, and it's also tabbed into the side on that T-peg right there. So you're going to want to rotate them, and you're going to want to do the same thing when you bring it back to car mode. So bring the wing up, rotate the whole roof, and then bring the wing right back down again on the hood. Let's come down here to the legs, open up the shins, rotate the feet down, close the shins back up, come up here and unpeg. Well, let's move the camera up first, and we are going to unpeg the shoulders, and then going to come straight down, and then we unpeg the elbows and just bend those. Finally, take the front of the car here, bring that straight down, lift on the headlights, rotate it around, push it back down, and bring the chest back up. And there is Hot Rod in robot mode. Here in robot mode, Hot Rod is approximately 6.5 inches tall, and he looks fantastic. Once again, I can't complain about how this figure looks. I think he looks great. For articulation, the head can rotate. I really kind of expected this to be on a ball joint, but surprisingly, it is not. Now, the shoulder is on a ball joint up here, so in and out, forward, backward. And you also have this rotation up here on the inner shoulder for the transformation. You have a hinge right here at the wheel, right there, which is really more for Rodimus Prime mode than anything else, but it can be used for articulation in this mode. And then the lower elbow is also on a ball joint. Nothing at the waist. The thighs, rather the hips, are universal joints. So you've got an in and out, and you've also got a rotation. And the little skirt can move to allow for movement there. You've got another universal at the knee. So you got forward and backward. And you also have rotation right there. And then you've got that, which you don't really use for Hot Rod. That's more for Rodimus, but it's there. And then you've got tilt at the... is that tilt or is that pivot? That's pivot. At the feet for, again, do the transformation, but it's good that it's there. So, now we're going to give them his weapons, and once again, we're just going to give him the 2 individual weapons. I'll tell you what, let's do this one here, and then we'll do this one here. And again, the original Hot Rod had the 2 weapons, very similar to these. However, they were silver or gray on the original Hot Rod. But then Rodimus Prime's weapon was black. So, you know, again, that's one of those things that it's going to be right on one and wrong on the other, no matter what choice you take. Still, I think that looks incredible. And for comparison, here he is next to Orion Pax, his wave mate. You can see what these guys look like together. Orion's a little taller than Hot Rod, which I kind of almost expected them to be, in the G1 continuity, I would expect them to be the same size, or possibly Orion be shorter. I mean, they were both supposed to be small cars. So, anyway, there they are together. And then, one more time, here he is with G1 Hot Rod. So you can see G1 Hot Rod's weapons. Again, he had the 2 weapons, but they were in silver. And, yeah, I think they look great together. I really think, I just can't gush enough over this new Rodimus Prime figure. I just have enjoyed every single one of these modes so much. And then one more time, here he is with Rodimus Prime, just because we can. And man, Rodimus Prime was just tall and lanky, wasn't he? So there he is right there. Alrighty, so getting ready for the Rodimus Prime mode. Let's see, where are we going to start? Let's start with the trailer, so we'll set him aside. And we'll bring the trailer in, just like so. Now, we're going to start with the front of the trailer here. We are going to do a little bit of parts forming, which I know a lot of people don't love. This whole front piece here, make sure that the pipes are all the way up. And then this is just going to separate. Just pull straight forward and up. And then these are going to separate these. Take these front parts of the scoop, rotate them up. They are going to tab into place, and then rotate the fist. Same thing with this one. Rotate, snap, rotate. And these are going to be the arms for Rodimus Prime. We're going to set these aside. Now, yeah, it's not visible yet. So we're going to come to the back of the trailer, snap the feet out. And then we are going to untab this red piece from the black piece right there. It's tabbed right there. You see the little orange part right there and right there. That's where it's tabbed. So go ahead and untab that. And then we're going to straighten the robot at the knees right there. Go ahead and separate these as well. We're going to take this top half of the trailer and split it open like so. Come to the back, take the wing. We're not ready for that yet. Might as well go ahead and take this entire red piece and rotate it at this hinge right there. Just like that. Now we can go ahead and take the wing, rotate it down, and now we're going to close these back up again. Just the way they were in trailer mode. And now you can see he is kind of just bending over there. So go ahead and straighten him up. Bring down the skirt. And that is pretty much it for the... Oh, then we're going to reach down here on the bottom of the feet and pull out the heel spurs. If they cooperate. There they are. There we go. So now there is the bottom half of the robot pretty much all done. And let's take this moment to stop and take a look at the matrix. So Rodimus Prime does also include a matrix of leadership. This is the exact same matrix as Optimus Prime had. It's just the colors are inverted. So the handle is yellow instead of silver, and then the matrix part is silver instead of yellow or gold. Other than that, it's the exact same. Now, this one is actually really nice painted, whereas my Optimus Prime matrix was all splotchy and not painted well. So, but they are completely interchangeable, so you could take this out and put the yellow in the yellow, the silver in the silver, or you can take your Titan Masters and put those in there, or your Headmasters, or or Prime Masters or Titan Masters, and put them in there as well. So it is, you can put it right back in there. This is going to be accessible in the Super Robot mode, or in the Rodimus Prime mode. It's not quite as easy to get to as Prime, but it is accessible, and we'll take a look at it once we get there. Now let's back him up and let's get Hot Rod ready for his combination. So let's take away his weapons. We'll go ahead and combine these, and these are now ready for Rodimus Prime mode. We'll set that aside. And now what we're going to do is we're going to get this guy pretty much back into car mode. Pull down on the head and rotate, or lift and then rotate, and then put that back away again. Just like that. We're going to take the shoulders and pin them back into place. However, this time around, we're not going to be so worried about the elbows. We're going to use that upper hinge that we talked about earlier. We're going to use that to rotate these forward and bend them forward just like this. There you go. Come to the bottom, open up the shins and put the feet away. Make sure they're in all the way and that those clip back into place. Just like that. And then we're going to open the legs up all the way like so. We're going to take the car and we're going to separate. Let's see if I'm going to rotate this just for the purpose of the video. So we're going to separate what would be the front of the car from the hood, and we're just going to split it in half like that. And you're going to see that's just going to rotate all the way around like that. Okay. Actually, we should have turned around the windshield and then fold the back part with the wing that's on a double hinge there. So we're going to fold that all the way up just like so. Then we're going to come up here to what were Hot Rod's legs. We're going to rotate these so the red part is facing forward. And then on that weird hinge that I showed you earlier in Hot Rod mode, we're just going to rotate these straight up, just like that. And we are pretty much ready to combine them. Combination, we're going to go ahead and lift this back up again. So that's what that's looking like. There's a clip right here, and we're going to peg that right in there. So let's see, I guess we're going to move this up. So we're going to peg that right in there. We're going to slide, actually, yeah, let me show that too. So this back part here of the roof and the wing, this is going to slide into the back right there. And then, like I said, that's going to peg into right inside of the crotch right there. So slide that in, line that up, peg that in, make sure that these legs are straight. And now we're going to bring this whole half piece down. Now on these arm pieces here, we've got these tabs, I guess. These look like tabs. These are going to slide into these slots right back in there. Okay, so see, there's going to be your hot rod or your Rodimus Prime right there, and like I mentioned, the matrix is going to be accessible by lifting up on his chest just like that. Okay, so now we're going to bring these down. These clips are going to clip into the hot rod chest, so that's going to clip in there, and then again we're going to bring these back and clip those into the back of the body on each side, there and there. Bring these down. Now we're going to bring in these arms from before, and these are going to clip in right in there. So it might not show as well on camera. I'm trying to show that right there. There you go. That's clipped in there. And clip that one on that side. Get them all nice and straightened out. And there is Rodimus Prime in robot mode. And I think he looks gorgeous. Here in robot mode, Rodimus Prime is approximately 9 inches tall. And for articulation, again, the head is on a swivel. No ball joint there, which I'm kind of surprised, to be honest with you. The shoulders are weird, and I know the shoulders have been a point of contention with a lot of people because they're Hot Rod's legs. So you've got this rotation way up there right behind the neck, which is really not supposed to be part of the articulation for him. The articulation lies right in here, and the proper articulation, rather, lies right in there. So you do have a rotation. You can go all the way around, and since it is in a ball, you can also do a little bit of a pivot right there. So, but no in and out, unfortunately. Rotation at the top of the elbow there, I guess the lower bicep. You do have a bend at the elbow, and like I mentioned earlier, you do have rotation at the fist. Nothing at the waist. One more time, you can move the skirt up. You do have universal joints at the hip, so forward, backwards, in and out, and you do have a rotation right at the top of the hip, or the thigh, rather. You have a bend at the knee, and you've got, again, pivot at the ankle. So really, really nice. Now, of course, because Murphy's Law follows me around, I am going to have some QC issues with mine. And that is that, as you can see right there, my knees are a little weak on mine. That's, just unfortunate. I don't think it's not as bad as Prime was, at least I don't have any joints popping off. But I do have weak knees on mine, and he is a little top heavy, so that is something that I'm going to have to address and tighten up on him later. Now, other than that, I think he looks absolutely gorgeous. The head sculpt is beautiful on him, and he just looks like Rodimus Prime. He looks fantastic going all the way around. He is going to have a little bit of a backpack, but honestly, this is another one of those things. I thought this looked worse in pictures and in videos, but in person, it does not look that bad. At least to me, this doesn't look that bad in person. Really don't mind it all that much. You'll have a little bit of a hollow spot there, but it's really not that intrusive. All right. Now, the weapon, one more time. You can give him both weapons if you want to do that, but it's Rodimus Prime. His proper weapon is going to be that one right there. So you can combine it and give him that weapon. And you can see what Rodimus is going to look like right there. And again, I really think he looks fantastic. This figure, and it's difficult for me to admit this, but I think I like this one better than Prime. This one does 4 modes, and I think it does all 4 modes really, really well. Now, for comparison, here he is next to his wave mate, Leader Class Optimus Prime. And what I tell you, these guys look absolutely amazing and fantastic there next to each other. How fantastic does that look? Just absolutely gorgeous. Surprisingly enough, Rodimus he looks to be a little taller at the top of the head, but actually as I'm looking at him over the top of the camera, he really isn't. He does seem to be a little bulkier than Prime, doesn't he? But there you go. That's what these guys look like together. And then again, one more time, just because we can, there he is with G1 Rodimus Prime and G1 Hot Rod. So you can see the evolution all the way up. So there you go. Absolutely gorgeous figure. I love it. I have been having so much fun with this figure. Like I said, I was kind of on the fence because I haven't really been picking up any Transformers that are not Masterpiece, G1, or, Optimus. I've been kind of staying away from anything else. So I was on the fence about getting him. But I'm really glad I jumped the fence and I got him because he's absolutely worth it. He's gorgeous. There's some cover parts that some third party is making for the shoulders. I might get those and check those out later, but I really don't mind it all that much. Once you work with the shoulders properly, they really kind of work fine. And you can see he looks just fine. He looks fantastic. Absolutely love him. So I think that about covers Transformers, Power of the Primes, Rodimus Prime. What did you think of this figure, and what would you like to see me review next? Let me know by leaving me a comment, give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and share with your friends if you like what you see, and I'll talk to you next time.